What's going on, everybody? It is April. I'm going to do my little monthly review here. I've already typed up everything on Twitter here. So the first thing, I'm not going to go over each and everything that I just typed up. But if you definitely read this, there's going to be anything and everything on that. Overall, the week was pretty good. $210. Only took 3 trades, 2 winners, 1 loser. Commissions were, expected, I guess. But the big news is that I am now green on the year. I have officially overturned all my losses plus commissions, and now I'm sitting up. I think it was like $150. I think my Lightspeed account is like 200. Sometimes the numbers get a little mixed up, but I am definitely sitting green now, and it feels pretty good. Definitely making some progress. Big thanks to the gap and go trades right at the open. Those ones have just been crazy good for me. I've done a bunch of number reviews, I guess. Just kind of going over the numbers just for the gap and go, not really everything else, because I only took 3 other trades that weren't gap and go trades the whole month. So the average wins above 100. Average reward is at my profit target, so that's definitely good. See, the average losses super tiny compared to the wins. Same with the losing risk or negative reward, I guess. Expectancy, almost sitting up there by 100. And then the net profits on them, it's $1,200. This is for the whole year, not just the month. And then some other things that I looked at here is my risk reward max favorable exertion, so how far it goes in my favor, and then how far it goes against me. So you can see that this is really small. Like, whenever I risk $100, that's 1. So this is, what, a 1/6, a 1/7 of that. So, just looking at that tells me that I can move up my stop a ton, use much bigger size. Because, and this is the candlestick chart here, you can see that in, almost all of the cases, these trades never go more than $50 against me. So usually when I'm risking 100, $50 is halfway to my risk. Well, I can move my stop up halfway and still get the same amount of expectancy with, even bigger size. So, I'm instead of risking 100 to make 100, I can risk 50 to make 200, which is just, that's incredible. Like, that's important information that I need to be aware of. So that's just kind of where I'm sitting at with that. I typed up everything. You can read all about it, mistakes on the month. I'll go over the losers, I guess. So, I know this Netflix was the opening range that I took at. Basically a break-even trade, kind of like a scratch trade. This Netflix was this is the only loser that I had that I didn't really have an explanation for, that just was a loser, I guess. Ended up being the biggest loser I should say the biggest loser, but second biggest loser on the month. Losing 135 on it. I just remember, I was going for the bounce on it, and it just absolutely failed. There was no way that I could have held on for a retest or anything, because it just blew right through everything. Sometimes you're just going to get that, and that's just the way it goes. And then I took MRK for the new channel trades that I'm trying out. Just a pretty small loser on that. And then NVIDIA was the really bad one, where I came to the conclusion that I should have split up my entries, and instead I went full size right from the beginning. And, I just definitely did not expect to do what it did, and it just absolutely blew through everything, risking 1 and I'm down 3, so it's 3 times what I was risking, which definitely killed my profit on the month. This should have been a $50 loser, and there's no way it should have been $170. So if I'm adding like $100 to this, I'm sitting close to 400 instead of 300. And then the CBI trade here should have been a relatively small loss. Definitely not $87, because I remember as I was sitting down on the trade, it dropped through VWAP, and then it kind of just stalled there for a minute. It didn't really want to break or do anything. And I told myself I need to be aware of the short squeeze if it is going to go back above VWAP. And instead of changing my stop loss to a break above VWAP, I told myself I'll hold on for the retest and see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't squeeze, and well, hope only gets you so far, and then it squeezed, and I end up getting out right at the top of the move. So down $90 instead of what should have been something like, I don't know, $20 to $50 loss or something like that. But as long as I'm coming away knowing what I did wrong, what I can improve on next time, that kind of stuff, then it's a good day. And keep learning, cost of doing business, cost of education. But pretty happy with myself. I got a whole bunch of numbers to run through. I want to really look into these gap and go trades, start taking screenshots of all the pre-market action, the daily, what are the best winners have in common, the ones that went the furthest in my favor. I guess I have to switch up everything and look at the max favorable risk reward on the trades. But definitely a lot of work to do. Pretty happy with myself. I just had to come back on Monday, looking ready to trade much bigger. Being bigger is the big thing that I want to work with, especially at the open, to see, really how far I can push these trades. Because I think with volatility being the way that it is what's really causing these things to make the big moves right at the open. And I definitely got a new risk on it now. I'm gonna start, instead of having the usual close to VWAP is where I usually put my risk. I'm just gonna cut it in half. And if it starts running against me, well, then I know that it's not the best trade, and there's no reason for me to be in it. So these are definitely scalps. I am out with a loser in 10 seconds, or I am out with a winner, within a couple of minutes. So that's definitely the strategy going into next month. Starting the lean bulk, no more cutting. Energy shouldn't be an issue anymore. Focus shouldn't be an issue. I should be much more aware whenever I'm sitting up here ready for the open to come, ready to trade. So it should be a pretty good May. Got a couple, I think every single weekend I got like friends coming or something, or me and the girlfriend going to do something. So I'm not making a goal of being here to trade each and every single day, because that's probably not going to be able to happen again this month. Maybe in June, maybe in July, but probably not in May. So until then, I will be back on Monday, and thanks for watching. Send me a question if you got any spreadsheet questions, anything like that. I'd be happy to answer.